Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to TIO Stadium in Darwin for round 15 of the 2020-21 TIO NTFL Women's Premier League. My name's Liz Cruz, and joining me tonight, Stu Davis and Heidi Thompson for this game between St Mary's and Southern Districts. Welcome, guys.
Good evening.
Yeah, welcome, ladies. Another episode of Beauties and the Beast.
Here we go.
Saturday night special. Well, we've got the captains running out for the toss. There's two captains from each team. I've got Izzy Porter and Michaela Long there for St Mary's, and Letitia Jeffrey and Bella Clark there for Southern Districts. I think for the toss, Heidi, Bella Clark, she was another one in the rep team we were just talking about who had a good game last week.
Yeah, they were loaded with them, really. Crocs had quite a few that'll be backing up from a pretty heavy game against Glenelg last weekend. But yeah, Bella was really good, played across the half-back flank and then played a little bit in the midfield as well, so it'd be great to see her out there today. But we were just chatting about the change in both teams, really. Lots of, I guess, new faces and new names. We've got players that might have come up from down south that haven't appeared, and a few that have appeared for the Crocs, Katara Farah being one from Cairns, Gold Coast Suns player last season, so she'll be one to watch today for Southern Districts, and yeah, it might be an interesting game to watch actually, I think, tonight.
Yeah, it will, and St Mary's just had the one rep in the representative team despite being second on the ladder, and they've got good numbers out there, and we've noticed that Crocs have only got 18 on the team sheet, Stu, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting, and
is
a
it
bit
tactical?
surprising. Obviously plenty of unavailabilities and a couple of injuries, I guess, but they always field a pretty strong side, don't they? So you expect them to be competitive regardless.
Absolutely. Well, we've had a lot of rain in Darwin this week and a few games on TIO Stadium last night and today, so the ground is a bit muddy, as you can see on your screen. But nevertheless, there's no rain at the moment, so which will hold us in good stead for a pretty good game, I think, Heidi.
Well, the girls showed us last week in that rep game that it doesn't matter. There was a bit of rain pretty much that whole night, and there was still heaps of goals scored, lots of scoring opportunities, clean game, really high level of skill, I thought, in the conditions, so you never know.
Yeah, absolutely. So our coaches tonight, Danielle Chisholm for St Mary's, she's a 5-time premiership player, and she's got Jared Eilert, who's the head of women's program down there at St Mary's, obviously a legend in Northern Territory football, and they've got Nate Paredes, who's their assistant coach as well, sitting on the bench fresh out of his men's Premier League game, while for Southern District's Tarman Elliott. So he coached them to a premiership last season, and obviously was the rep coach last week, Stu.
Yeah, and the rep coaches were last year's premiers. That's the way they've done it this year, and obviously did a good job pulling the team together, and They were really impressive last week, weren't they?
They were. So this game is actually a 7:35 start, so we've still got a couple of minutes. So we might talk a bit more about the teams, Heidi, and take a look at who you might think might play well tonight.
Yeah, I think that if you look at the list for Crocs, you've got a number of players, like I've already mentioned, that have backed up from the game last week with that rep round, being Ree Bush, who captained that side. And then also a couple of young guns coming through, Bella Clark, we've already spoken about, and Grace Mulvale. On top of that, Lala Jeffrey will be captaining the Crocs tonight, and she'll be coming off the back of a pretty nice performance from the rep game as well. But then on top of that, like I've already spoken about, Katara Farah coming into the fray, but Janaea Kopp from Alice Springs, a tall forward for Crocs. But if we look across at St Mary's here, you can see that they've still got a fair bit of stocks in the way of especially rebounding defenders. Izzy Porter, Michaela Long will captain the side. And you got a couple of young girls as well. Shakira Stevens, one of the under-19 NT Thunder Academy reps, along with Charlie Simmons from Catherine. So they've still got a fair bit of run in their legs and some experience and some young guns coming through. It should be really competitive.
Yeah, for sure. One who's missing, we spoke about off-air, is Janome Anderson, the 16-year-old who has played after Christmas. She's gone to boarding school, so she'll be missed tonight. And Francis Fatnauna, Frances Clark, who injured her knee quite badly in the Nightcliff game, as did Laurie Niven for St Mary's. So I don't know if they'll be back this season, which is a loss for the St Mary's team. Anyway, it looks like we're not far from getting underway. We've got Stu Davis, our expert caller, almost ready to get us going, I think, Stu.
Almost ready, just waiting on the umpires. I think the players are in position, ready to go. But
Saturday night, they want to get on with it.
Not waiting for the clock, are we?
I'm not sure. It's today's umpires, Sam Cunningham and Zach Peach, and that looks like Sam picking up the ball. Sorry, Zach picking up the ball. He's going to hold it aloft and we'll get underway.
So ball up to start the game. Jessie Brock gets the first hit out to the running Katara Farah, and the Districts are straight into attack inside forward 50. Oh, the ball over the back and plenty of pressure down there. Can't get loose there, and we'll have a ball up inside forward 50 for Southern Districts. So a nice clean takeaway and clearance to start the game for Districts. So a free kick here for holding, and that'll go the way of Alia Bailey for Saints. She kicks it out towards the grandstand side, picked up again there by Farah, and she drives long and deep into the forward line. Just spilt through the hands there. Oh, a strong tackle, and should be rewarded, I would think. And that's Rebecca Wing who made that tackle, and she'll go back and kick from about 30 metres out.
Yeah, lovely ball in there from Katara Ferry into Bella Clark. Just slipped through her hands.
So just dragged that kick, trying to get the distance, and a minus score only. First one for the game. And it's all been in District's forward line so far in the game, and now Saints a chance to run it out. But Farah's there again, and she's dominating proceedings early in the game and centres the ball towards the top of the goal square. It slips over the back. Here's an opportunity down there for a kick off the ground, but I think almost looked like a goal there to Grace Mulvale, but must have been touched and through for another behind.
The umpire just indicated it hit the post all the way through.
Yeah, I think it did scrape the post.
I'll let off the Saints there.
So ball on the ground now. Shakira Stevens picks up, and Saints trying to keep that ball in play but weren't able to. So we've got a boundary throw in between wing and half forward for Southern Districts. And as you said, Liz, the ground pretty heavy, but footy's pretty good so far. Katara Farah's not struggling with the conditions, that's for sure. And there she is again.
Typical conditions in Cairns as well, Stu.
True.
Very much tropical conditions, so she's very, very used to playing in wet, rainy conditions. And not it's raining now, but it's certainly wet underfoot.
I think she's had 4 touches in the first 2 minutes.
So Eliza Shannon for Saints brings it to the grandstand side. Farah's in there again, paddling it in front of herself. Goes to the advantage of her teammate there, who hooks it round the corner. That was Erin Lachetti. And the mark's taken by Rebecca Wing. And 50-metre penalty also by the looks. So this will most definitely be District's first goal.
Rebecca Wing is a Crocs junior, come Premier League player. She made her debut this season in round 8, so good to see the juniors pushing through for those senior opportunities.
No problem at all, straight through the middle, and so Districts, with all the running early in this game, get the first goal on the board to go with the 2 behinds that they've previously scored, and Saints just need to get their hands on the ball, I think.
Yeah, I guess the question now is, Stu, whether they can run out the game 4 quarters with only 2 on the bench. I'm sure Tarman will be right on top of that with his rotations and ensuring girls are fresh. But yeah, you're right, if Saints can get first use of the ball here in the middle, they can start to get a few more forward entries, put a bit more pressure on Crocs, and we'll have a game.
Looks like Izzy Porter's gone to Katara Farah, so that'll be a key match-up for the game as well.
So ruck contest again. It was Jessie Brock winning it, and another clearance for Districts. Good hands there, and it comes over to Bush, who hand passes over the top. Indiana Hickling gets a kick forward, and Districts again with their hands on the ball deep in the forward line. That's Mulvale this time, dodges one way then back the other, gets a hand pass over the top, but her teammates under pressure there. Picks up now, that's Dakota Lee Feeney, and Saints try to clear it out of the pack. In fact, it's a hand pass out by Rihanna Bush in the end, and Crocs going forward again. The ball's high in the air, no mark taken there. Ball falls to ground, and now Saints have got some numbers and a chance to clear it out. They've certainly got numbers here, and it's picked up there by Sarah Maxted, and Saints head down towards the centre of the ground. Players collide with each other down there, but it's Districts again get their hands on the ball. Oh, some nice running out of defence there by Isabel Porter. Got the handball across and a kick forward, but it's all Districts here. First to it, picked up there by Nankervis. She hooks the ball around back towards the centre of the ground, where Alia Bailey is there for Saints, but Brock again gets a kick forward, and heavy collision there. No free kick paid. Play on's the call. Looked like a tackle there, being held without the ball, and Saints the opportunity to clear out of defence. Ball on the ground towards the outer wing, but Southern Districts seem to have players in best position there, and a quick kick forward by Bush is marked at centre half forward by Bella Clark. She drives the ball inside forward 50 now, and again the ball on the ground. Oh, quick kick out was good work, but intercepted there by Jessie Brock, who spilt the mark in the end, but kick came forward, and now Farah again for Districts shrugs off one tackle but gets caught in the second one, and that allows Saints to clear, but only as far once again as Jessie Brock, who's also been pretty prominent.
Really good pickup. She's an ex-Palmerston player, usually plays in the ruck there, so it's a great pickup for Districts.
Brock kicking towards the top of the goal square. It just fades away towards the outer side a bit. Farah's there, but couldn't get her hands on it. Mulvale has a shot at goal off the outside of the boot, but offline and through for another minor score. So yeah, Saints are pretty slow starters in this game, a little bit surprising, and yeah, we hope that they can put some possessions together and move the ball down the ground pretty soon. The kick comes in here, and mark's taken by Natasha Dunn-Richards, and she's looking short. The ball spills over the top now, and on the ground, picked up in there by Jolene Boundary. The kick was smothered. Kick forward by Nankervis for Districts, goes deep into their forward line, but it's all Saints there, and Dunn-Richards with a hand pass again, but again a smothered kick, almost a throw there, but play on's the call, and now Saints get the kick out, but Letitia Jeffrey is there for Districts. She's tackled as she kicks the ball. She recovers again but misses it this time, and Shakira Stevens almost held without it there, but Rihanna Bush gets a kick straight across the ground towards the middle where Bella Clark takes the mark and switches further to the outer side of the ground. First to the ball there, Rebecca Wing advances it for Districts inside the forward 50, but Saints players are going to be first back there and work the ball out with a string of hand passes and then a kick on the left by Eliza Shannon.
Yeah, they've really pushed up the ground here, which is great for support, but it just means that when they win the ball, all they've got is a line of Crocs players that are about to intercept the ball. They're missing probably that Izzy Porter run because she's probably matched up now on Katara Farah. I guess that's the risk you take when you take one of your key players out and put them in a bit of a tagging role.
Yeah, Saints have had Bronwyn Davey and her daughter Talia Ma down the back line as well all season, who are back in Adelaide, so I know they're watching. A big hello to them. And interestingly, Bonnie's sister Hayley played her 150th game for Palmerston Magpies today, which is a great effort. So yeah, a bit of a different Saints side tonight, so they just need to probably settle and work their way back into the game. Yeah,
using the hands like they just did over in the far pocket, that's a perfect way just to get more girls in the game and involved.
Yep.
So Saints coming out of defence again, go wide to the outer side of the ground. Mark's taken out there by Rachel Ponder. She drives the ball further forward and ball's on the ground with a pack of players around, but Districts trying to work it out, comes out to the advantage of Janiyah Kopp, and she went by hand to Brooke Hayne and the kick went forward, but Saints again in defence, working the ball through the hands, and Eliza Shannon switches the ball to the grandstand side now where she's got some running players. But, picked up nicely, but a strong tackle, and it'll be a free kick for incorrect disposal. Unfortunately there for Emily Forshaw. She made good ground to get to the ball and picked it up, but tackled straight away by Katara Farah. Farah just looking to chip it into the advantage of her teammates there, but they couldn't get their hands on it. Hand pass came out from Eliza Shannon, but the kick to the outer side is all Districts. Indiana Hickings first there. And now she runs with the ball and kicks long inside forward 50, but that one's chopped off by Porter in defence.
Yeah, you can see Jazz Anderson, I think, running through the middle here. She'd usually be that connector up here at half forward. But she's come up to help, and it just means that there's no one there to link with when they do win it.
So Brooke Hayne caught with the ball there, and now Saints the chance to go forward through Anderson. But Districts paddling the ball out. Rihanna Bush picks the ball up and gets it quickly to her boot. Advancing again, we've got a free kick just behind where the ball was there. And it's Porter again, is it?
Yeah, Izzy Porter not letting the ball get past there at the moment.
So that's a good kick to the outer side.
Love to have a runner there, just running next to her just to get the hands. That just breaks that line here.
So this time the ball slips over the back, and Dunn Richards with the opportunity to put Saints inside forward 50 for the first time, but strong in defence. Districts repel that one pretty quickly, and Jessie Brock is on the end of it, takes another mark.
Saints just a bit flat-footed and getting caught behind the player at the moment, Heidi.
Yeah, I think they're just a bit shell-shocked, not sure where to be. Positionally, probably not great, but they're just starting to get into the game. So once they get a bit of a flow on and a few more forward entries, they'll find their feet.
So the ball trickles out of bounds just inside forward 50 for Southern Districts on the outer side of the ground. We're 12 minutes into this first quarter, and got to say that Southern Districts have looked pretty impressive so far in the game.
Yeah, disciplined with their position. They're just holding the line back here and making sure that if it comes out, they're ready to repel.
Barb Eilert going off for St Mary's, and Michaela Long going on and going straight into the middle.
It's a Saints free kick here, and they're looking to work the ball into the corridor. Kick's a bit dangerous, or stubbed the ground there instead of the ball, and that gave Districts the opportunity to go forward. Comes off hands, and now a clearing kick by Dunn Richards again. Saints first onto the ball here, couldn't quite pick it up, and now the hand pass back inside by Jeffrey to Nankervis. Her kick's partly smothered there, and now Nankervis gets it back and kicks long this time towards the outer side of the ground. Some good work by Brock, taps the ball to the advantage of her teammate Hicking, but only as far there as Foreshore, and Saints now just can't get clean possession of the ball, and Districts are worrying them out of it all the time. Ball's down towards half forward again. It's Foreshore once again for Saints. Gets a fortunate bounce over the head of Jeffrey there, but running back with the ball is Brooke Hayne, and she drives it back again. The mark's spilt there, unfortunately for Saints, by Michaela Long. She recovers well, and that's a high tackle, and Isabel Porter will take the free kick.
And a 50-metre penalty.
Well, this will help Saints. Just been unclean, haven't they? Really panicked and not really aware of what's happening around them. Got a bit more time than what they actually have.
Isabel Porter.
Short 50.
Yeah, another 50.
Got a second,
There we go.
The Saints were appealing the whole way along, with Rhiannon Bush running alongside her when there was a player already on the mark. So.
Yep, that's the rule, and that's why it was brought in, so that you can quickly get to that position and you've got an advantage.
And very clever Izzy Porter in the way that she plays. So Saints will be hoping that she puts this one straight through.
So she's advanced to the top of the goal square, and directly in front, obviously. Kicks on the way now, and no problem at all, and Saints are on the board. So
yeah, she's not going to make any mistake there. VFLW player for Williamstown, quality player, really experienced.
So even though Districts have dominated field position and possession of the ball, they see that lead chopped to only 3 points as we get close to quarter time.
That's a win for Saints, I think. Tarman to be ropeable that they haven't scored as many times as they probably should have with the amount of forward entries that they have, but Saints will be very happy to be only 3 points behind at quarter time.
Yeah, with one inside 50 entry. So coming up to the 15-minute mark of the first quarter, St Mary's one straight goal, are trailing Southern Districts 139.
Just waiting for play to recommence here. So Brock again wins a hit out, but that's well read there by Michaela Long. And there's a free kick here for holding, and that's going to Jasmine Anderson by the looks.
Gonna have to go quick here.
Yeah, that's right.
The runners got out there and let them know.
She kicks high towards centre half forward. Ball slips through their hands. Back there was Brooke Haynes. She was caught with the ball.
Well done.
Advantage is paid.
Kira Stevens.
And kicks towards goal, but she's just dragged that through for a minor score.
That's a shame. She absolutely did the right thing there in that situation with not long left to go on the clock. So 16-minute mark of the first quarter, St Mary's 1-1-7, trailing Southern Districts 1-3-9, as we see the kick come into Rhiannon Bush.
So Bush just chips along the boundary line, looking for Mulvale there. She picks it up nicely, keeps it in play, but then was tackled just as the siren went. So we've certainly got a contest on our hands, but Southern Districts probably should have been further in front, I would have thought.
So we'll go to the quarter time break. St Mary's trailing Southern Districts by 2 points.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Head on in to Kazali's Palmerston Club. Business meetings, coffee breaks, or just unwinding, Kazali's has you covered. It's the perfect spot for a catch-up with friends, with stylish function areas suitable for any occasion. Sensational meals. Our family-friendly bistro has plenty of delicious options. All the latest machines in our modern gaming room. Get around the pool tables and prove your skills. Fancy a flutter? We've got full betting facilities available. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice,
Come in and see us.
still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin. It's quarter time here between St Mary's and Southern Districts in the Women's Premier League game. It's Southern Districts 139 leading St Mary's 117. Heidi, how'd you see the first quarter?
I thought Crocs were just too much representation at the contest, and they were really attacking and ready to spread. Saints, like I said, just flooded a bit too much, needed to hold their position a bit more when they won the ball, a bit more faith in their teammates.
Jesse Brock with the hit out, and Bush working hard at the bottom of the pack there. It's Brock. Her kick's smothered, goes straight into the hands of Bella Clark, who on the left foot kicks forward, but that one's chopped off by Emily Forshaw at halfback for Saints. She went to play on and is called to play on now. kicks towards the outer side, but Bella Clark read that best and takes that mark and now drives the ball back down the corridor towards centre half forward. Running onto it there for Districts was Wing, and she was tackled after she got rid of the ball, and will take the free kick at half forward. So looking for opportunities here, but beautifully read down there by Forshaw once again. She played on straight away, kicked straight down the corridor down the middle of the ground. Now Saints with a chance if they can get their hands on this one. They can't though, and it's Clark again driving Districts forward, goes through everyone's hands down there, picked up in defence by Peris. Her hand pass came across, and now Saints with the opportunity to mount a forward attack. The kick goes forward by Porter, and running onto it there is Maxted. She's held without the ball, and she'll take the free kick. So she's got a...
Yeah, you've got Jasmine Anderson in the middle of the field here.
Oh.
So that one not the best. Now kicked off the ground in the end. Boundary in there works it out and picked up by Bailey. But now the ball spills out. Eilert picks up and gets a hand pass nicely to her teammate Bailey, who hand passed under pressure. And now Bella Clark again for Districts picks up and drives them forward. Some good work on the ground here by Peris, gets it to her teammate. Barbara Eilert swamped when she takes possession and now kicks off the ground towards the boundary line. And no free kick.
Should be a lasso.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
So Rhiannon Bush will take that free kick in front of the grandstand. Keeps it close to the boundary line down the wing here, but well read there by Peris, who takes the mark.
Paris has been great for St Mary's this season after crossing from Nightcliff, and I thought it was unlucky to miss out on the rep team last week after training with the squad.
Michaela Siddons took that intercept mark, and now she kicks the ball towards centre half forward inside the corridor. First back there for Saints is Forshaw. She's tackled as she picks the ball up, but manages to squeeze it out. And Saints again trying to work it forward, but all Districts there. Kick from Siddons was smothered again, and now Bush kicks long and deep into the forward line. It's bouncing towards goal, running back with the ball. Was Eliza Shannon managed to keep it in play and avoid the goalpost.
Lucky she's got some good agility.
And off the toe of Anderson, the ball trickles out of bounds inside forward 50 on the outer side. So yeah, it looked for all money that she'd just rushed that through for a behind, but she knew better and kept it in play and prevented Districts from scoring.
Fancy footwork there. So about the 3.5 minute mark of the second quarter, and still 2 points the difference here at TIO Stadium.
So Peris again with the opportunity for Saints, picks up and kicks inside the corridor to her teammate Porter. Porter runs around and drives longer down the ground, but again Districts seem to be outnumbering Saints, and in fact will win a free kick down there. And so Brooke Hayne with the free kick.
Yes, might be her last game, I think, Brooke Hayne for Crocs. She's about to head back to Townsville. Has been training with the NT Thunder Under-19 Academy, and quality player. We'll miss her. Hopefully we'll get some opportunity for her over the course of the year with the NAB League matches.
Bella Clark again running inside 50, and strong mark taken by Katara Farah, deep forward this time, just at the top of the goal square. So yeah, Bella Clark's really stepped it up in this second quarter, getting plenty of the footy.
Clean too, picking it up cleanly and making really good decisions under pressure.
So Katara Farah looking for the first goal of this second quarter.
She just tried to poke it through.
Yeah.
What a let-off for St Mary's.
Hit it into the post, unfortunately for Districts. So Saints now bringing the ball towards the grandstand side. Ball comes high. Bush is under this one and takes the ball strongly overhead. And she'll drive Districts back inside once again. Chips it down where she's got a leading player in there in Mulvale. Spilt the mark, and she's recovered well to get the hand pass out, but Paris doing the hard work on the ground for Saints. She's in there again, taps it to the advantage of her teammate, and the quick kick comes out, but that's chopped off down there by Jade Archer for Districts, and she switches the ball into the centre half forward area, punched away down there, and ball on the ground, but a quick kick off the ground by Saints sees it come outside 50 again, and kicking in danger, free kick, and that will go to Rachel Ponter at half back. Ponter kicks long, and the ball spills over the back eyelets first there, squeezes it out to her teammate Ludwig, who taps it in front of herself and then kicks off the ground, and again, and still paddling the ball in front of herself, made about 30 metres down there towards the forward 50, and now it's come to a stalemate. There's plenty of Districts players got back there to help their teammates out, and well, the kick's smothered there, and Districts still trying to work it out. They do now, and the ball goes towards the outer side of the ground where Jessie Brock's first there. She avoids the tackle and kicks long in towards half forward. Paris working back with the ball, couldn't take the mark. Punch forward by Shannon for Saints, and now Forshaw again gets the hands up, and Shannon clears it to the grandstand side, but it's all Southern Districts over here, and there's a free kick off the ball. I think it's shepherding too far away from the ball. Don't see that called very often these days.
Rare. He was right there though. The umpire had a perfect vision of it.
Laura Shelley to get that free kick. Laura's, I think this is her second game of Women's Premier League this season. She's played a lot in Div 2. She's a great club person. Always see her at the games every week.
So Brock driving the ball forward again, goes through the hands of Fosbrook there, and eventually she gives away the free kick, and Wing will take that free kick. Rebecca Wing in the centre of the ground.
Not sure if it's a game plan, but Saints seem to want to always go down the corridor when they have the ball, which isn't a bad thing if they've got players there, but they just don't have the representation there to do that. See how Porter goes here. She's going out on the wing, which I don't mind because somebody's just come off the bench. Perfect.
So Michaela Long there, she's having trouble picking it up, gets a hand pass in front of herself, and now kicks it off the ground, makes some good meterage forward, and now Porter is crunched as she kicked that ball.
Yeah, Kiana Toy had already committed to that.
So
it was front on contact. That's fair.
And a pile of mud too. I can't see Izzy's number now after she's got up from that one. But yeah, gee, she's been in good form tonight, Izzy Porter.
She chips it in here. Claiming the mark was long, but it was clearly off the Southern Districts player's hands, and eventually the free kick goes against her.
We were just talking in the break, Heidi, two players that Saints are missing, Megan Williamson and Ash Malnikas, who played against Nightcliff last weekend, or the weekend before. It seems like an eternity ago with that rep game, but obviously key players for Saints. They're down back in Melbourne, but will come back up for finals. Yeah,
and they're real bulldogs, especially Williamson. She's in and under, inside player, wins a lot of her own ball, and they're just missing that clean hands. Even that one there, that passage was quite clean because Jasmine Anderson picked it up and handballed it off. But they need more players to pick the ball up cleanly.
Likewise for Crocs, Taylor Thorne's moved to Adelaide, so they'll miss her coming in. She really makes an impact on the game.
For sure. I think Megan Crawford as well isn't playing today, so I'm not sure whether she's injured or just resting. But yeah, both teams have got a few out.
Oh, good work down there by Michaela Siddons. Pushed, it was Nikita Long who pushed opponent off the ball and kicked forward, but we've got a boundary throw in.
And this is where Saints really need to lock it in. You can see Izzy Porter instructing her troops where they need to be. They've got their walls set. We'll see if they can lock it in.
So the ball spills out the back where Long was waiting, but Districts have managed to work the ball down almost to the centre wing now. Players over the ball, it eventually spills out, and Districts drive it deep forward again. Running off half back there is Paris. Read that ball beautifully.
Well done.
Took it cleanly and then drove it back along the corridor. Quick kick forward by Shelley, and a strong mark taken on the just outside half forward there for Saints.
Charlie Simmons. Yep.
Long down there gets the hand pass out, and Saints looking to go forward again. That kick forward and
Catherine
through.
product. Is that Charlie Simmons that kicked that one? I think it might have been. That might be her first goal for Saints.
I think it was, Charlie.
Under 19 Andy Thunder Academy representative from Catherine has only come into the fray for Prems this season. Played a couple of games now, and she's really making her mark, and what a fantastic goal.
Yeah, they've got the Catherine connection with Jamie Bryant as well, who's played a number of games for Saints. So well done to Charlie. The just over the 11-minute mark of the second quarter, St Mary's have hit the lead for the first time in the game. 2-1-13, leading Crocs 1-4-10.
Yeah, and really they've had the possession that Crocs had in the first quarter, I think, in the early stages of this second quarter. The ball must be this end of the ground where the ball seems to be spending most of its time in the first two quarters.
Starting to win it in the middle as well.
Yep. So picked up across half back by Bush, kicked off the ground by Bailey, and that's Simmons again with some good body work. Picks up the ball, but her kick's smothered unfortunately, and Crocs with the opportunity to clear, and just toe poking it off the ground there, but eventually picked up cleanly. But there's a free kick.
Should have been advantage.
No advantage.
No advantage paid.
Beautiful pick up by Grace Mulvale then.
Wasn't it?
So Mulvale with the free kick, and she's got a player at half forward, chips it in, and does that nicely to Kiana Toy.
They've got a loose player here for Crocs.
And that's Jade Archer. She's spilt the ball though, but gets another opportunity. Picks up now. Kick's smothered by Porter. Archer's in there again.
What do, Porter?
She's having a blinder today.
And Archer with the third and fourth attempts. She's still going and gets sat on her back, and the ball's still up for the contest. And good hands back there, and Saints managed to clear it away, but only as far here as Letitia Jeffrey. She toes the ball in front of herself, now gets a quick kick forward, chases it herself, but Porter's going to be first there, and eventually Saints with the clearance, but Mulvale on the end of this one picks up now, does really well, and drives the ball forward and falls straight into the lap of her teammate between full forward and centre half forward, and that's wing once again.
Got a lovely kick, Grace Mulvale. She's calling for the hands here, I reckon.
Yep,
you don't want that.
And she kicks on away now, going, hit the post once again. So
yeah, why not use that strong kick, especially in these conditions? You've got a heavy ball, heavy legs. You can get a little bit more distance on your kick. You'd be crazy not to use it.
Speaking of Letitia Jeffrey, just quickly, Heidi, she was announced as the AFL Community Cup ambassador this week.
Yeah, AFLW kicked off this weekend. Thursday night, in fact, was the season opener, so really exciting times for Lala.
So Simmons down at half back now. Got met with plenty of force there. She's still in the play though, and District's trying to move the ball forward, but the kick's smothered and paddled forward by Saints, but picked up nicely there by Hickling. She kicks the ball high towards half forward, but Forshaw once again for Saints clears it out, but only as far this time as Brooke Hayne, who drives Districts forward again into the right forward pocket. Forshaw again, this time she's dragged that kick, and that goes out of bounds on the full. She's had a pretty good quarter, Emily Forshaw, at half-back for Saints.
She has. She reads the ball really well, and really gives 100% every game.
And attacks the ball. I think that's key in these conditions.
So this kick comes in. Paris, another one who's performing well at half-back for Saints. Hand passes off to Forshaw, who tried to shrug the tackle, but it was a high one in the end, and she'll take the free kick.
Yeah, she doesn't mind getting dirty and being first to the ball and attacking.
I think she's in the defence force.
Yeah, right.
Grounding for being a footballer if you have to do all the drills and things that they do.
Picked up there by Lelia Dunn and driven forward for Saints. But Jeffrey is first there for Districts, paddles in front of herself again, and this time picked up by Nankervis, who tried to hand pass back to Jeffrey but missed that one. And it's taken out here by Boundary for Saints, got it across to Maxted. Maxted kicks high towards half forward, bounces into Long's hand, but she couldn't take it. Anderson kicks it off the ground, still trying to advance the ball as the siren goes to end the second quarter, and just the one goal in the quarter.
First half. Wow, it's against the run of play a little bit that St Mary's are in the lead, but they've certainly had a lot of the ball in that quarter, and they've earned it, that's for sure. But it looked like Crocs were a bit under pressure and frazzled towards the end of that quarter.
Izzy Potter's been outstanding, Stu, you think?
She has, certainly has, and a couple of those girls I mentioned across half back have been really good for Saints, Forshaw and Peris, and of course Eliza Shannon's been strong as well. So got a really good contest on our hands here, and the second half will be very interesting.
We'll go to the halftime break at St Mary's 2-1-13, leading Southern Districts 1-5-11.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Absolutely zero.
Zero.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be zero. Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
Domestic violence is everybody's business.
And it's not just the physical abuse, it's the things we don't see.
It is hurting our families. It is killing our families.
A lot of people have been silent to this fact, and I think it's about time we all speak up together and say no more to this form of abuse.
No more.
No more. No more family violence.
No more to the family violence.
No more. No more.
No more.
Listen up, kids.
Make school your story.
Help you succeed and rise to glory.
Safe to go to school.
So go the distance. Attend every day. Learn and listen. School holiday rockin' with love or break.
Time with friends and family is always right.
When it's time for school, don't get slack.
It's safe to go to school. Can't wait to get back. So don't cut corners.
Do the full term. It's safe to go to school and it's time to learn. So don't cut corners. Do the full term. Make school your story and it's time to learn.
School returns February 2021. Written and authorised by the Northern Territory Government.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
On Territory roads, anything can happen. So you need to drive to the conditions. Speeding can get you into all sorts of trouble. Dirt roads aren't just dusty. When it's hard to see, they're dangerous. At water crossings, remember, you're driving a motor car, not a boat. High water can be deep trouble. All sorts of animals can be on the road, so watch out. And if the weather is bad, slow down, you mob. drive to the conditions and arrive in good condition.
The time to kickstart your business is now. Get your message across with the experienced local TV production team at Kick Digital. Cost effective, rapid turnaround, exceptional service. Kick Digital. Television production energised.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal for all school-related activities. 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact CFS Gear for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Getting my hands on the footy and just being with my mates.
I like being outdoors. It just makes me happy.
I don't like it when I get yelled at.
It's pretty embarrassing when someone's shouting at you halfway through the game.
It makes me feel like I'm useless and I can't do anything.
We're just kids.
We're just here to have fun.
Let us do what we love.
Just let kids be kids.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
The NTFL clubs and umpires would like to share the following events and messages and thank their sponsors for the 2021 TIO NTFL season. For more information, please visit the relevant club or umpire's Facebook page.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin. It's three-quarter time between St Mary's and Southern Districts in the Women's Premier League game. It's St Mary's 2-1-13, leading Crocs 1-5-11. A close game at half-time, Heidi.
Yeah, I was just saying earlier that I think Saints would be pretty happy to be 2 points up in this game. Crocs had a fairly decent start, probably should have put a little bit more scoreboard pressure on. But to their credit, Saints have come back firing and really earned their lead now with winning the ball at ground level, especially in the middle. I think Izzy Porter's been fantastic, and Forshaw we spoke about. Charlie Simmons is starting to come into the game, and Jasmine Anderson's just been a little bit more busy, so one to look out for in the second half. It might be a good opportunity now while we're just about to start the third quarter to talk about AFLW. Now, we had the Gold Coast Suns. They went down to the Demons today, but Sally Riley and Geordie Hickey were in that team. Janet Baird was actually an emergency, so being that they've lost that game, who knows what might happen next round. She might get a call-up, so good luck for Bairdy. She might be listening today. And obviously the Adelaide Crows played today. They had a huge win against the West Coast Eagles. Danielle Ponta playing in the forward line, Stevie Lee and Ange Foley. And another notable mention to Steph Williams, who has been named as an emergency for Geelong. So what a great outcome for our territory talent. Although they're not playing, we've still got girls in the mix, and hopefully Steph and Janet will get their time.
Yeah, go Cats. I'm loving watching Steph's fun she's having down there and energy she takes to the Geelong Cats, who are my team. Well, Stu, in the other games in this round in the NTFL, Tars defeated Wanderers on Tuesday in the Foundation Cup. Pints defeated Tracy Village today 116-0, and Buffs had a big win over Palmy out there at Kazali's Oval tonight. Yeah, unfortunately all pretty one-sided games, but it's just the nature of the competition. But obviously the top 4 or 5 sides are pretty competitive against each other, so finals will be good in a few weeks' time. So we're underway again here at TIO Stadium. And Southern Districts have advanced the ball about 15 metres from the centre bounce, but it's a stalemate there, and we'll have a ball up. So it's Jessie Brock winning the hit out, as she has done all night, and that's an interesting hand pass there by Farah, but was allowed to play on, and we've got a free kick here. It's going St Mary's way, yes. So ball comes out towards the wing here. Reaching over the top was Anderson, couldn't take it, and Farah's first to it on the ground, gets a hand pass out wide to Jeffrey, and ball's paddled forward by boundary for Saints. Jeffrey's in there again, picks up and kicks the ball across the ground into the corridor, but it's all Saints there, just fumbling the ball unfortunately, and they've lost the opportunity that they had. That was Shakira Stevens, but Barb Eilert in there working hard, gets the ball out as she's tackled, and now a quick kick forward by Emma Forsyth for Districts, and running onto it here is Elizabeth Taylor. She kicks the ball long in towards the forward goal square, but Saints able to repel, and Porter again playing in the mud, Liz, and Saints working the ball out of defence, and eventually Bailey gets a kick forward. I think goes forward of centre, sorry. Izzy might have grabbed a towel at half-time. She was looking a bit cleaner coming out, but she's in the mud again as we see Jazz Anderson toe-poke that forward for St Mary's into the pocket. Well, they all overrun it there. Nicely picked up by Simmons, got the hand pass back, and now Saints with an opportunity. It's back towards half forward, but again, ball's not taken cleanly, and allows the opposition to close in. And Jeffrey now picks up and clears for Districts, but that's gone over the head of her intended target, and running back onto it is Derouge for St Mary's. I love how Derouge keeps her feet all the time. She's a rugby league player, and you can see the way she steps people, but she never goes to ground. She's actually the niece of Ronnie Burns, who played for Geelong and played at St Mary's, obviously. So a free kick to Jeffrey on the outer side of the ground. She goes wider looking for Mulvale. It bounces in front of her, and she can't keep it in, and carries it over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Yeah, Tamia's mum is Cashy Burns, who's Ronnie's sister, and dad George DeRouche, who's a Buffaloes man. So I think he's quite upset that all his kids are playing at St Mary's, but we like it. Dwayne plays in the under-10s, so yeah, good to have them at our club.
Farah for Districts goes down the corridor. Oh, tried to kick it out of the air. There was Forshaw. The ball came back to her and she was tackled as she tried to kick. She's on the bottom of the pack again, burrowing and getting it forward. Now Siddons over the top of the ball and Saints come out with it. It's Paris, I think, and she gets a free kick for a high tackle.
The ball must be so hard with the mud, Heidi.
Yeah, it'd be like a cake of soap. You've got to get down really low and just stay that little bit lower to ensure you secure the footy. And if you don't, you've got to keep it out in front as well. You see a lot of the girls stopping and propping, and makes it really hard to pick up the ball when you're not moving.
It's one player who's controlled it.
Yeah.
Porter tonight, yeah.
So her long kick goes over the top of all players. Anderson running onto it again, toes it off the ground, and it's in a sprint towards the goal square. She kicks off the ground, it's coming back, but not enough. And a minor score only, so...
Right idea there, I guess. Trying to pick up a ball like that in the mud is just too difficult. She's a pretty quick player, so a kick off the ground's not a bad option there.
So Districts bring it back in quickly here. Jeffrey picks up and gets past the tackle of boundary, drives along the wing here, and the mark's taken by Jessie Brock again for Districts. She's directing traffic before she kicks and kicks it along the wing that bounces. Oh, well done there by Forshaw for St Mary's, but her kick unfortunately bounced out of bounds, and so that'll be a free kick.
It's almost not a bad outcome. I know it's a free kick, but it just gives Saints some time to reset. You can see them all pointing and figuring out who they've got. So if you've got no one to kick to, I guess a turnover deep in your defensive half isn't a bad outcome.
So the kick comes over. Eilert spilt that one. Stevens got the hand pass across, and now the ball's gone forward centre. Oh, terrific work there by Simmons. Just strong with ball possession there, and she's back in again having another crack, and Hayne in there for Southern Districts gets tackled but manages to get the ball out, and now Saints go forward once again through Shelley, picked up at half forward by Dunn. He kicks long, mark spilt down there by Nankervis. Attempted kick off the ground by Long, but Nankervis was in there to stop it going through for a goal, and it's gone through for the minor score.
Yeah, well done by Nankervis, who's kicking it in. She's another person that played in the rep team against Glenelg last week.
So Bush on the outer side, hugging the boundary line in front of the scoreboard out there, but...
yeah, elite runner here, Michaela Siddons. She's a 400-metre runner, so they won't track her down, unfortunately. Made a good decision going back inboard here.
Some good defensive pressure by the Saints defenders once again, and but eventually it's Districts going to a one-on-one at the top of the goal square, and picked up, and the hand pass comes out, but some clever evasive work, and a shot on goal is pretty good, and I think that was Elizabeth Taylor down there for Southern Districts who kicked that one. So yeah, some reward for some of the work that they've done, and they get their noses back in front in this game.
Yeah, Katara Farah showing a bit of class there. AFLW listed player last season, and like I said, was injured but has come back really strong, and she's fit and she's quick, and just did a good bit of body work there to hold her feet and then give the hands off.
Well, Elizabeth Taylor, she's from Alice Springs, where she plays for Rovers in the CAFL, and she played 10 games last season and kicked 4 goals, and she was in the 2020 CAFL Senior Women's Premiership and kicked a goal in that. So, yeah, likes a goal, and that's Croc's second goal. Rebecca Wing is their other goal kicker tonight, and the score... St Mary's 2-3-15, trailing Crocs 2-5-17 at the 7.5 minute mark of the third quarter.
Slung in the tackle there was Stevens, got the hand pass backwards though, and ball's getting paddled around. Picked up there by Saints, a hand pass over the top, but it's taken by Jade Archer. She's slung as she tries to get rid of the ball. Bella Clark on the left foot drives Districts forward, But again, Paris for St Mary's reads that one and takes the mark. And she kicks it back to where it came from. Bella Clark's in there again on the left foot, hooking the ball in towards the corridor inside forward 50. Oh, some heavy work down there, and Isabel Porter again rewarded with the free kick.
Porter's shorts are almost the same colour as her shirt. That's the Guernsey.
The dark green. Bella Clark, fantastic there for Crocs though. She's been so good tonight.
Yeah, using a non-dominant foot as well. She's a very versatile player.
She's got a lot more composure in the last year or so, I've noticed in her game.
And that comes with being clean as well.
So a quick kick forward here by Siddons for Districts. Falls into the hands there of Kopp. She hand passes over the top. But, now Saints first to it through Forshaw. She's got the ball stuck underneath her on the ground. It squeezes out eventually, and Shakira Stevens gets a clearing kick. But Jeffries first there. Didn't take it cleanly on the first occasion, and so the Saints defenders pounced on her. And now a quick kick forward by Siddons for Districts. But St Mary's again on the outer side trying to work the ball out of defence, and eventually they pick it up and advance it down towards the wing in front of the scoreboard on the outer side of the ground. This kick across the ground, and coming in strongly there was Shelley for St Mary's. Got the hand pass away, but didn't go to the advantage of a teammate. That's almost a throw out of there, but play on's the call. And eventually the kick comes forward for Southern Districts, and they've got a bit less of a pack out there, but a holding free kick being paid, and it's going St Mary's way.
She's been great this quarter, Paris, for Saints.
Yeah, and in the second quarter as well. She's been terrific. But her kick goes towards the outer wing. Bella Clark drives it in again. The mark's spilt, and now District's looking to work it through the hands, but tackles are strong by the St Mary's defenders, and they're holding up pretty well so far. Hand pass comes back, and now the chance to move it out. It falls
Shakira
into the lap
Stevens
here.
is really starting to get into this match for Saints. Just that player behind the contest, hands out and then kicks it forward.
So the ball slips out the back. Brock's the first one there, gets a hand pass across to Hayne, and in turn to Matt Nankervis, that was. Her kick goes towards the outer side of the ground where it's picked up by Siddons. She sprints away from her opponent and drives the ball long towards half forward, where Mulvale's on the end of this one taking the mark. She's looking to switch the ball back inside the corridor. There's a free player there, and that's Taylor again. She plays on straight away, kicks deep into the forward line, and paddling the ball in front of herself down there is Farrow. Hand passes off to Taylor, and well smothered, but it's gone to the advantage of District's teammate, and a high tackle is called here.
That was sensational by Izzy Porter then. Unlucky there that St Mary's gave away the free kick, but Croc's in the right position.
Yeah, the defence has been really strong for Saints. I've been super impressed with their pressure and just willingness to fight and keep contesting.
So Dakota Lee Feeney runs around, but kick goes straight across the face of goal to the opposite side of the ground. Cops first there for Southern Districts, but got plenty of Saints opponents coming in, picking up, having a flying shot at goal. So that might have been Bush, but it was offline anyway, so a minor score, and Southern Districts extend that lead by the point behind, but to, I think it should be 3 points now, yeah. 2-3 to 2-6. So Saints again trying to work the ball to the grandstand side of the ground, and strong tackling by Forshaw there. But Taylor's first there for Southern Districts. Her kicks off target this time and goes out of bounds on the full in the left forward pocket.
Good pressure there by Hannah Fosbrook. Speaking of Dakota Lee Feeney, I was talking to her dad, Billy Feeney, up in Cantillas Bar before the game, a 200-plus gamer in the NTFL, Stu.
300, I think.
300, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, knows a bit about footy. He was assistant coach at Darwin Buffaloes the last few seasons, but he's back at Crocs now.
So that ball well read by Erin Lachetti, and she takes the mark just about on the line of forward 50. sliding effort there, but mark's not taken, and Paris again with a kick into the danger area in the corridor, picked up by Clark, who hooks it around, but only as far as Porter again, who gives it back to Bella Clark. She hand passes off here to Hayne, and Hayne goes deep into the forward line. Oh, Farah down there does some good work. It's a hand pass forward now under pressure. Cop get it back to Farah. Farah with a snap around the corner, and it was touched off the boot, I think, as the goal umpire's call. So it was on target, but just touched as she kicked it. So yeah, Southern District starting to look dangerous again in this third quarter, but again, just not being able to get the conversion on the scoreboard.
Farah looks super dangerous then, Heidi.
Yeah, she's got some elite speed and agility. Really exciting, dynamic player. She's loving it up here playing for Crocs.
So 4-point margin at coming up to the 14-minute mark of the third quarter.
Porter kicked it in, but only as far as Mulvale there. She's tackled and hand passes straight into the hands of an opponent. Ball's loose at half forward for Southern Districts. Now it's picked up here by Toy. She runs in, kicks towards goal, and that one's going to bounce through. And some reward there for Southern Districts. They've had the field position, and eventually they've got one on target. So a good finish there by Kiana Toy, and Southern Districts stretch that lead.
Yeah, Kiana Toy played at the NT Thunder Academy last season. She was one of our under-18 players who has played a lot of football at that level, and now is just making her mark in the NTFL Prems League. And that was a great goal. Really good to just have the foresight to go over the top and roll it through. And it was probably coming for a little while, Stu. Yeah. That sort of pressure over and over. Something's got to give. Hopefully Saints can be just that little bit more competitive now and making better decisions with ball in hand.
So coming up to the 15-minute mark of the third quarter, it is Southern Districts 3-7-25, leading St Mary's 2-3-15 after that goal by Kiana Toy.
So Saints win the hit out this time through Bailey, but it's Districts with the clearance again. Bush out in front of Cop there, but she picks it up now, hand passes inboard back to Bush, and Districts going forward again. Mark almost taken on the outer side there, but went through Clark's hands in the end, and ball got wedged in underneath a couple of players, and we'll have a ball up.
There's a good crowd here tonight who've stuck around after the men's game. St Mary's men defeating Southern Districts in the game before this.
So Bush out there kicks smothered by Paris and goes over the boundary line, and a boundary throw in. So wouldn't be too much time left in this third quarter, and Districts have had all the running, kicking the 2 goals that have been scored in the quarter, and they've got a 10-point lead at this stage. Boundary throw in. Clark waiting at the back, doesn't get as far as her, and 2 players wrestle each other with the ball stuck in between. Eventually it comes out, and Districts looking to take another opportunity to score. It's patted out here. Taylor in there got a quick kick forward. Clever hands, but just went behind Taylor, unfortunately for Districts. And now Saints under pressure on their defensive goal line. Hand pass comes forward, dribbles towards the boundary line. Farah hand passes back out. Some good work there and a shot on goal, but it goes across the face, and Saints might have been saved by the buzzer, I think.
Yeah, so three-quarter time, it's St Mary's 2-3-15, trailing Southern Districts 3-7-25. A 10-point ball game. Will be back for the final quarter very soon.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, We're for Territorians.
Head on in to Kazali's Palmerston Club. Business meetings, coffee breaks, or just unwinding, Kazali's has you covered. It's the perfect spot for a catch-up with friends, with stylish function areas suitable for any occasion. Sensational meals. Our family-friendly bistro has plenty of delicious options. All the latest machines in our modern gaming room. Get around the pool tables and prove your skills. Fancy a flutter? We've got full betting facilities available. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
So we can feel, really feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me down. Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide. Ooh.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Dedicated sports zones. Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store. Now open at Casuarina Square.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin. It's three-quarter time of the Women's Premier League game between St Mary's and Crocs, and it's Crocs with a 10-point margin, but the rain has just started falling here, Heidi, which will make for a very interesting last quarter.
Yeah, it's going to make it really tough. It was already wet underfoot, so now being that it's raining, any sort of buffer in lead is going to be worth a lot. Any sort of score or scoreboard pressure is going to really be gold out there. So we'll see who can be the first one to score.
And it is coming down hard, Stu.
It is, but Porter's there for Saints driving them forward, but Jeffrey chops it off for Southern Districts on the left foot. She advances them on the outer side of the ground. Nicely picked up out there by Hickling, and she got a kick forward, but unfortunately her kick's gone out of bounds on the outer side of the ground, and that'll be a St Mary's free kick. And it's Emily Forshaw to take that free kick for Saints.
She's been very busy tonight, Forshaw.
Yeah, she's had a great game in the back line.
Yeah.
She's attacking the ball, always on the move.
She's in there again, nose over the ball, but unfortunately couldn't get hold of it this time. Mulvale picks up for Southern Districts, kicks towards goal, it's bouncing, kicked it, bounced at right angles, through for a goal. And he said it was going to be tough for Saints, Heidi, with the weather. It's going to be even tougher now. That margin's out to 16 points. And, some great work there and a fortunate bounce as well. But you make your own luck when you get the ball. Yeah,
just sat off the back of the contest there, Grace Mulvale. Didn't go in and waited for it. Came out, popped out, and a nice little clean kick. And Katara Farah did the rest and just shepherding it through.
Well, Mulvale, that's their fourth goal kicker for tonight, joining Kiana Toy, Rebecca Wing and Elizabeth Taylor. And the score, Crocs 4-7-31, leading St Mary's 2-3, 15 minute and a half mark of the final quarter.
So the rain was heavy for a second there. It's eased off a bit, but still raining. Flicking that one over the back was Brock, but her teammate wasn't there waiting for it. And Saints have advanced the ball down towards half forward, and player slung after she got rid of the ball there for St Mary's is Charlie Simmons. Players leading up the ground, leaving a bit of space over the back. She kicks long, and it does go over the back. Anderson running onto this one in front of Nankervis there, but Nankervis does really well defensively to put the pressure on. And eventually the ball goes out of bounds in the right forward pocket.
Good option by Simmons there, being that it's a bit wet. You want to use your smalls, and she probably saw Jazzy Anderson there in front of goal.
It's a good strong kick in these conditions, and she's impressed with her body strength as well, getting players out of position. So picked up and hooked around the corner, but only for a behind.
Yeah, she plays a range of sports. She's been away, actually, I think, to Adelaide playing touch football, and she does a lot of little athletics. Her mum's heavily involved down in Catherine there, so she's strong through the core, through her hips. She's starting to grow now as well. She's going to be a force, that's for sure.
And just as quickly as it came, that rain looks like it's gone away again, guys.
Yeah, well, let's hope it stays away. Southern District's taking the ball towards the outer side of the ground, and they work it through the hands at half back, bringing it back towards the grandstand side now. Brock's underneath this one, kicks it off the ground and to the advantage of a teammate. But Taylor it was, tried to scoop it up, couldn't quite, but she's in there again. Punched forward by Shakira Stevens for St Mary's. Porter unfortunately went to ground and allowed her opponents to pass her. Mulvale bumps off a would-be tackler and kicks the ball forward, but St Mary's again with numbers in defence. Peris chips that one in short, but that was in front of the Districts player. Only Peris comes in again and tidies up her work. And now Saints over the ball.
Just held on a little bit too long then, I think, for the tackle. It was unfortunate because it was a nice, technically sound tackle, but just held on.
So Districts coming forward. That's Kopp underneath that one. Couldn't hold the mark. Kick out by Forshaw across towards the centre of the ground, and some boots flying in there, and no hands over it though. Now there are, but plenty of numbers around the ball, but a quick kick out, and it's come to the advantage of Porter here. She paddles it in front of herself against a couple of Southern Districts opponents. Now toes it forward again and slides in and thumps it forward. So she really did some good work there, advanced the ball about 30 metres, but it's Districts coming away with it, and that was probably unnecessary contact after the ball was disposed of down there by Indiana Hickling, and she's running down and taking the free kick herself. So she's kicking down towards half forward now. Well-directed kick to Mulvale. Just spilt the mark, unfortunately, but she's got three Saints players around her, but battling hard for the ball, and does really well, but eventually the numbers win out, and St Mary's clear it out of defence through Michaela Long. Back into the corridor inside centre 50. Jeffrey's in there. Simmons claiming that she was being held without the ball, but play on's the call, and Jeffrey picks up and kicks towards the outer side of the ground where Emma Forsyth is first there for Southern Districts. Ball goes forward now towards the boundary line, and again Saints have got numbers if they can organise themselves to pick it up. They do so, but the kick coming out of defence isn't the best, and it's chopped off, and a long shot on goal just into the goal square. Mulvale's lurking there, picks up, gets around onto her left, back onto the right, kicks to goal, and no problem whatsoever, straight through the middle. Some clever work there by Grace Mulvale. She's a quality player, Heidi, and just avoided a couple of Saints players and kicked well under pressure.
Yeah, most players would go to ground there, but she just kept her feet, was really strong through her core, and then settled and kicked it straight through the big sticks. But Bella Clark, that was a great lead in for her, took the mark and then took off and got it to the hot spot and kicked a goal.
Well, 2 goals in the final quarter for Grace Mulvale, and yeah, she's probably going to win the game off her own boot there. 6.5 minute mark of the final quarter. Crocs 5-7-37, leading St Mary's 2-4-16.
Yeah, well, if you remember, I think she did similarly in the grand final last year. After half-time, really dominated the game and was instrumental in their win.
And got the best on ground medal.
I think she played every position in that game. She was a key defender and then played on the wing in the midfield, and then she ended up in the forward line and kicked that goal to pretty much seal it.
And a rain-affected game, that one as well, so she obviously doesn't mind the wet conditions.
So the ball just forward of centre for Southern Districts after the restart, and we've got a kicking in danger free kick, which will provide some relief for
Ree's pleading there, Ree Bush. She's saying that she had possession and went to kick it, which it did look like that was the case, and she's given away a 50.
Yes, you can't overturn the umpire's decision.
And this is where Shakira Stevens can take off.
And she does.
There's no one on the mark.
Wastes no time, kicks the ball forward, but strong defensive work, and Districts work it out again.
Jaylene Boundary's just gone down with an injury for St Mary's in the forward line as the ball goes back in.
Bailey kicks it in for Saints, and the ball on the ground, Long working hard on the ground, and now picked up and quick kick forward, but a very good mark taken running with the flight of the ball. I think that's Nankervis back there, and she chips it out and finds Erin Lechetti at half back. Lechetti looking to bring the ball down the grandstand wing here. Porter's lurking there for St Mary's. She's first to the ball, got rid of her opponent who looks to have hurt her knee, unfortunately. Hope it's not too bad, but Porter's in there again, picks up and kicks the ball high into inside forward 50. Jeffrey down there overruns the ball, and but she gets on the end of this one now and works it through the hands to a teammate, and now
it's like a battlefield out there. We've got 3 people on the ground, got medical staff all over,
and eventually it comes into the hands of Shakira Stevens, and she runs in and kicks a goal for St Mary's.
She has deserved that. She's had a cracking game. She's been in everything, fought for it all, and that's really good reward for effort for Shakira.
Yeah, she really takes the game on. She was a St Mary's junior. She was captain of the under-18s, and I think she made her Premier League debut last season and has held her spot all season in the Women's Premier League. So well done to Shakira. Clawing back that lead, Southern Districts 5-7-37, leading St Mary's 3-4-22 at the 9-minute mark, but there's a Crocs player going off injured, and St Mary's Jaylene Boundary going off injured. I'm just looking for the number on the Crocs player.
Yeah,
I think it's Indiana Hickling,
Indiana Hickling,
number
I think
12.
it is.
And I think she's rolled an ankle or done a knee.
Knee, it was just in that contest with Isabel Porter. Didn't look to be much in it, but obviously just...
Yeah, it doesn't take much in these sort of conditions.
Exactly.
It just your boots get stuck in the mud and whatnot. Hopefully she's okay.
And Jaylene Boundary's up and walking gingerly, so that's good for St Mary's, but she's on the bench as well as play gets back underway.
The thump forward there by Brock in the ruck, but lurking at the back again is Porter for St Mary's. Gets a hand pass forward to Ludwig. She's tackled and the ball comes out here. A holding free kick being paid to St Mary's, and that's Saints going forward again, but all right, Isabel Porter at the bottom of the pack, and now Stevens in there loses her footing unfortunately, and picked up Porter. Fantastic
Porter
defensive
is giving
work.
everything in this game. She is everywhere, diving around.
It's been amazing and
very inspirational.
Yes, so still some time left, and I'm sure she's got a few more efforts left in her yet, but we've got a boundary throw in right in front of us here. Grandstand side. Porter's in there again, taps the ball out in front of herself, and now goes to ground and claiming the free kicks, not paid. The crowd thought it was there, but play on's the call as Bailey gets a hand pass out, and Bailey's in there again. Ball comes out, she's slung after the ball went out, and she'll take the free kick on the centre wing, and now waste no time kicking the ball in towards the centre of the ground. Good defensive work by Letitia Jeffrey there, picked up by Mulvale, and she drives Southern Districts forward. Mark just spilled out there, some good work by Peris. Hand passes over looking for Porter. Porter still working in hard, and tackling in there is Fosbrook for Saints, and eventually the kick comes forward and an opportunity as the ball spills out the back. Lolia Dunn hand passes back looking for Ludwig, goes through her hands. Some good body work, and again another good tackle and play on the call, but Bella Clark on the end of this one drives it forward, and it's marked by Peris, who plays on straight away. She's tackled as she kicks, but picked up down there by Flanagan for Saints. She drives the ball towards half forward. It's getting a bit frenetic here at the moment.
Sure is, yeah.
Now, again, plenty of pressure down there, and Eilert shrugged the tackle, but she was tackled high, and she'll go back and take the free kick. But,
the intensity's certainly gone up a notch.
Yeah.
I think they understand that if they get a quick goal here, they're on. The game is on.
Well, the crowd was calling for her to play it on quickly. She hand-passed instead to Stevens, and the ball spilled out of her hands, unfortunately, and District's able to relieve the pressure down to the wing here, but only as far as Fosbrook. She's tackled and the ball spills out. Some heavy body work once again. And now Bella Clark comes in, picks up cleanly, ducks back around, and gives it off to her teammate in Siddons. But Saints looking to go forward now. And toe poked off the ground. Jeffrey working her way to the front. And Anderson over the ball, got tackled, and eventually another high tackle paid here, and Saints another opportunity.
They need to move it on quickly. We're coming up to the 13-minute mark now, so there can't be just a couple of minutes left.
The ball spills over the back. Ludwig with a quick kick forward. It goes into the goal square down there, and lurking there is Simmons, who's putting plenty of pressure on her opponent. And the ball spills out now. Anderson's in there for Saints, and Simmons eventually picks it up, breaks away from a tackle, hooks around the corner, but offline for a behind. So yeah, the intensity of the game in the last 5 minutes has been terrific. It's the standards really lifted as well, I think.
We did talk about it at the break that Crocs only have 2 on the bench, and they've in fact got an injury now, so probably only 1 on the bench. And I think Saints are starting to really expose that now.
So the score at almost the 14-minute mark, Crocs 5-7-37, leading St Mary's 3-5-23.
Might just be a little bit too late for Saints, but anyway, I'm sure they'll keep working. They've got another free kick here and another opportunity to bring it back inside.
Yeah, those 2 early goals by Grace Mulvale really hurt St Mary's. You know, they'd only kicked 2 goals to three-quarter time Crocs, and to double their score in the first few minutes of the final quarter really hurt for St Mary's. So a ball up just outside 50 for St Mary's on the outer side of the ground, and uncontested there was Rachel Ponter. She hooked the hit out over her head, and the ball comes in towards centre half forward now. Lalia Dunn's first there, but she couldn't pick it up cleanly, and Southern Districts managed to work it out. Peris coming in hard, but got pushed off the ball and ran past her, but she's back in there again now, picks it up, gets a hand pass to her teammate Shelley, the quick kick forward, but Southern Districts again working the ball out of defence. Eilert overruns it, and Siddons in there for Southern Districts, works it forward. Kopp couldn't take it cleanly and is met heavily, and now some good work
in defence by Long for St Mary's. Eventually it spills out and the hand pass comes forward by Shannon. And now Saints going forward again. There's another player on the ground down there, unfortunately. It looks like a Southern Districts player, but
I think it might be Rhiannon Bush. Not 100% sure. I'm trying to figure it out.
So meanwhile the ball's on the outer side of the ground up near the centre wing, and players working hard, and Letitia Jeffrey gets the kick out.
Yeah, Crocs have got Farah down, getting treatment from the trainer, and
I think that's cramps for Farah, but it looks a bit more sinister.
And
for
Rhiannon Bush, she's going to come off. She is hobbling, but yeah, she looks a bit sore. Oh.
So the ball spills out, and Porter gets the kick forward. The hobbling Farah gets herself into the action, but Siddons it was who got the kick forward, and Porter takes the intercept mark once again for St Mary's. She kicks the ball long into the corridor. It slips over the back where Ludwig's waiting, couldn't take it cleanly, and now the ball on the ground picked up by Maxted, but she's worried off it, and a high kick into no man's land, and Southern Districts with the advantage there, trying to work it out. Oh, stolen there by Charlie Simmons, and kicked the ball forward, but strong defensive work by Brock. The ball's loose on the ground. Anderson kicks it off the ground down towards the goal square, and butters up with the tackle. Ball's loose in the goal square now, and Southern Districts players flying everywhere trying to keep it under control, and they managed to do that and force a ball up a couple of metres out from the St Mary's goal.
Everyone's
just next to the goal square.
Still fighting hard in the dying minutes.
That's
of this
right.
game.
Can't be long now. But they're playing right onto the final siren.
So the ball up now and a quick kick, but through for a minor score. Slung as she was tackled as she was kicking the ball, and so
Crocs 5-7-37 leading St Mary's 3-6-24. A 13-point lead. Can't be long left to go on the clock. And there it is, full time at TIO Stadium. It is Southern Districts who have defeated St Mary's 5-7-37 to 3-6-24. Heidi, who did you see in the best tonight?
Oh, I thought it was a really competitive game, but you can't go past for Saints. Izzy Porter, wow, that was a game and a half for her. I thought Charlie Simmons as well, being one of those young up-and-comers, working really hard at ground level, and got herself a goal as well. But with Southern Districts, Grace Mulvale, those two goals in the fourth quarter really put the game to bed. Bella Clark, nice and clean, and showed her class, really being able to kick on her left and her right. But Katara Farah, being brought in from Cairns in that first quarter, broke the game open with her speed and agility, and she's certainly a bit of a match winner. And I don't know whether they'll get her back for finals, but it will make a huge difference, I think, for Crocs moving forward.
Well, we've got a fantastic finals series shaping up. Just, if Southern Districts, who are fourth, defeat St Mary's, who are sitting second, Stu, just shows how close the competition is.
Oh, yeah, it is. And that's right. There's strong sides at the top of the ladder with Pints and Buffaloes, and, Waratahs have been the benchmark for a long time, and they're down the ladder a bit, but still in the hunt, I think, as far as the season goes, and they had a good win on Tuesday. So, yeah, there's still some good footy to be played in the finals. It'll be really interesting.
Yeah, a bit of a changing of the guard, but I think that's not a bad thing for the competition, and it just shows how strong footy is here in the territory, and it's so good to see all the Southerners coming up and wanting to play our style of footy, and we hope that continues in the future. But a great, entertaining match tonight.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Stu and Heidi, for joining me in the commentary box, and thanks to AFLN TV for bringing this game live and commentated to you. It's Southern Districts 5-7-37 who have defeated St Mary's 3-6-24. We'll catch you all next week.